Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here. So I was recording the game that just happened in ORAS between Riku and fuck, I don't remember who the opponent was. It was Riku and Quaze, yeah. And Riku was using the stall team, and about 2/3 through the game, it was a live commentary, and then my recording just crashed. So I don't know what's up with that, but unfortunately, not able to bring that one to you. Only really felt like doing it because it was live. It's just an ORAS game, but I'll bring you guys this game. I got the mod chat, and I'm here in my room. I think my roommate's at some training for his work, so pretty chill day. To be honest. Anyway, Persephone, who's currently 2-0 against Schneider, who I think is 3-0, maybe 2-1. Don't quote me on that, but he's been doing well as well in this ORAS game. So on the Persephone side, we have Superior, Gastrodon, Tyranitar, Clefable, Tornadus, Therian, and Magnezone. Looks like a pretty interesting team. More or less on the standard side in terms of Pokemon used. I guess Gastrodon's kind of fringe, but it's pretty good, and you've seen it a little more lately. Interesting to see Magnezone's the only steal. And on the other side, you have a Breaker in Crawdon, and then you have a pretty standard filler core. We see Metagross, which is almost definitely going to be the Mega Evolution in this team. Clefable, Garchomp, which is going to be the Stealth Rocker in all likelihood. Rotom Wash, and Tornadus. Probably just going to be Scarfless on that build, whereas it's going to be Scarf Magnezone for Persephone. And we're going to see a Clefable lead for the Persephone. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, honestly. I'm just going to say Percy. Clefable for the Percy side, leading off against the Garchomp for the Schneider side. So definitely favorable for the Percy side right off the bat. I'm probably just going to go for Rocks if they happen to have it, but Moonblast is instead the play. And it looks like that is a Life Orb Moonblast. So we've been seeing a lot of Life Orb Clefable in the ORAS OU metagame this SPL. So that's pretty interesting and perhaps indicative of the state of the metagame, as Clefable is opposing Clefable with Life Orb, but on top of that, it also does quite a number to things like Gliscor, hell, even this Rotom Wash, Slowbro, to the point where it has some breaking power. I think it's probably going to be Calm Mind, Ice Beam, Moonblast, and Soft Boiled. Anyway, perhaps predicting the Pain Split or a Thunder Wave Scout, he elected to go to the Magnezone, interestingly enough. Not really sure what to make of that. I feel like I just would have went Gastrodon, but I guess he's all scared of taking Volt. Taking Wisp on that this early in the game. Maybe he'll Volt Switch here and try and get the Clefable in on a Wisp, just scouting for that. However, he could just go back to Clefable, and see Garchomp, so there you go. So that was a nice sequence there, as his Magnezone only took 17% from the Pain Split. Rotom W also taken 17% neutral net damage, but now we're back from turn 1, so he goes for that sequence again, or potentially Schneider could go to his Metagross here, and he'd take well over 25-30% from Moonblast. If I take like a third to 35% from Moonblast, one in regular form without the special defense boost from the Mega, and seeing as it's Life Orb Clef, I'd say it probably takes around 30, actually. But let's wait and see what comes of this turn. Any chip on that would be great. He's instead going to elect to go to his Tornadus, which of course is Assault Vest, and it's only going to take a third. If I'm Percy, then personally, I'd pivot on out here to something like Gastrodon, just because I don't want this taking the knock quite yet as its Life Orb. He's actually going to elect to go Tyranitar, what's likely a knockoff. Instead, it's going to be a U-turn, so that's quite good for Schneider that he caught on to that potential play. It also indicates that he's almost definitely not going to have a fighting move on this. However, speaking of Pokemon with fighting moves, he could very well go to the Metagross here, and he's going to do just that. It's a really good nickname from Schneider. For those of you that don't know, Maeve Wiley is a character in the show Sex Education that I am absolutely obsessed with. Beautiful. Emma Mackey, or Mackley, I don't really know how to pronounce her name, is the actress. She's also beautiful and a great actress on top of that. So, cool nickname there. Anyway, he's going to go for a Hammer Arm into what looks like a physically defensive Gastrodon, and that's just going to recover that up, but he's going to take this opportunity to retreat to the Garchomp and perhaps set up Stealth Rocks on Oakley Clefable pivot, and those rocks are indeed going to go up, and Clefable is indeed going to come on in. So that is unsurprising, and that is a bit of an edge on the hazard side for the Schneider side, so that's worth noting. Anyway, we're going to see what's likely another Moonblast here. This time it's going to do 32, and the sand is going to unfortunately be removed from the field. So now A knockoff seems more likely here, as Tyre would have to take rocks and started taking a U-turn. And it's at 67. I think I'd still U-turn here from Schneider just to protect from that. But I think knock would be okay, because if you knock the life orb here off, that's great. And if you're able to knock off the leftovers on Gastrodon, that's also a plus for... actually, that's not a huge benefit, as you kind of want Crawdon to knock that off. Actually, Crawdon's probably Crunch if it's choice banded. And if not, either way, it should be able to break through the Gastrodon. Gastrodon isn't posing a huge imminent threat. I don't think Earthquake even 2 KOs. If it's Earth Power, it would. Anyway, unfortunately for the Wolfpack and Schneider, he's going to disconnect, but he does have 300 seconds to reconnect, and Percy is also taking his time here at 210 seconds of his own timer. So Schneider has 270 seconds to reconnect now. Yeah, you'll see. So hopefully he will reconnect. Well, again, we'll wait and see here. Looking at Schneider's team composition, he's going to reconnect, but yeah, it looks like he's probably just going to be a Calm Mind Clefable. I feel like it might have Flamethrower, and he's actually going to knock off here, as it's going to stay in and go for another Moonblast, doing 23%. And now we're going to see a U-turn, so yeah, I think this is probably Ice Beam, and the opposing one is probably going to be Flamethrower. That's still going to be 36, indicating that it's probably a bold Clefable, or this is a significant special attack investment, or both, honestly. So let's wait and see what we can deduce from further attacks doing damage and whatnot. Oh, it's maybe Schneider is Life Orb as well. So he's probably Life Orb Flamethrower. And Percy says, "Yo, Schneider, we're doing it right now?" ? But I don't think that would be a wise move for either side. The thing is that there's not much on Percy's side to really keep this in check. He's actually going to go Tyranitar, which would take a ton from a Moonblast, and I expect that. Yeah, it's going to be Moonblast. It's going to do 55% there, which is a metric fuckload. Now he's going to Mega and set up rocks and just let go of it. He didn't really need to tar too much in this matchup, but he's going to get them up at least. And now he has an opportunity to go to something such as Gastrodon or Magnezone in attempts to either wall it or threaten it out offensively. So that is cool. Gastrodon could potentially be a bit of a threat if the Crawdon is kept in check and the status on Rotom is Thunderwave especially. He's however going to elect to go Tornadus, which actually makes more sense to me in hindsight, because he has the ability to threaten things with knockoff, while also potentially U-turning out as something else comes in. It should be faster than the entirety of Schneider's team, besides potentially an opposing Torn. He's actually probably just going to take this opportunity to Calm Mind out Schneider. No, he's going to... Oh, he's Ice Beam. Okay, interestingly enough. I don't really like how there are 3 Pokemon that are weak to spikes on Schneider's team, but no Magnezone or Defog. That actually feels kind of weird. I guess it's Hammer on Metagross at least, and probably Heat Wave or Fire Blast between the Tornadus and Garchomp respectively. Anyway, it's worth noting here that Percy is faster and gets a critical hit there, but it looks like Schneider's going to be doing more damage each turn, despite them both being knocked. We're going to see Calm Mind from Percy and a Moonblast there from Schneider. Going to be interesting to see if he's going to just pull back and go Metagross on a likely recovery turn, such as maybe this one, if not the next turn, or if he's just gonna, he's gonna go Metagross here. It's gonna go Maeve Wiley, my girl. Okay. So now it's just a matter. Okay, he's not gonna mash. He's gonna predict the Magnezone to come on in, or the Gastrodon, I guess, but not really, because he goes to Rotom W, which is kind of wild here. Maybe he can get a Will-O-Wisp off. Alternatively, if he predicts a Clefable to come in like that, he could very well just go for a Volt Switch, which I would think is a quite nice play. He's actually going to go for a Hidden Power, and it seems like it's Hidden Power Grass, Rotom Wash, which would catch the Gastrodon quite nicely, which is important because Gastrodon is a bit of a lame matchup for the Schneider team. Looking at the 6, switching into it is just awkward. But yeah, a good play there from Percy, I guess, scouting out the status and ending up scouting out Hidden Power that would have otherwise been a nuisance to it. So, yeah, now we're going to see a Volt Switch doing 28. Metagross is going to come back in here and probably take like 20. No, actually, just going to see a softballed up. So the Gastrodon is probably going to come right back in. We could technically see a Magnezone, but I don't think that's going to come in quite yet. Sorry, just been kind of an exhausting day. So let's yawn a little bit. He's going to double a Crawdon on the Gastrodon. Okay. And because that Gastrodon was not knocked by Tornadus or anything else previously, now that Crawdon has a chance to get a free knockoff off, I suppose. Yeah, I think that knockoff here is the play. So we're just waiting here, both taking their time and thinking things through. We're going to see that knockoff. It's going to do 76 on a recover, though. And now this will be doing around half. Clef should be able to come in and keep this in check, I suppose. He's actually going to go for another one on another recover, just gotten out this season, I guess. But he's taking over half, so yeah, he's got to get out of there. Especially because now crit kills for sure. Probably did in prior turns as well. Now he's going to go Clef. He's going to take 31 despite being itemless and resisting. But again, that's still plenty of damage, enough to eventually force recovers. But he is threatened out by the prospect of a Moonblast, so going to want to get out of the way and go to his own Clefable, interestingly enough, on a Magnezone predicting Metagross. So that's good for Schneider, because now the Clefable is into a kill range from knockoff, but that's bad for Schneider in the fact that now he's facing this Magnezone with his Clefable out, and he's got to be wary of a Flash Cannon and a couple other potential offensive options. So maybe he's going to pivot out to the Rotom Wash issues. He could lose momentum by going to that and encountering something such as the Gastrodon or even that Clefable, potentially. Yeah, and the Clefable is going to indeed come in on the Rotom W, knowing very well that it is 3 attacks in all likelihood. Volt, Hydro, Hidden Power, and probably Pain Split last, so he could just sit there and self-ball up here. But this is its only really line of defense against that and Superior. And Superior's longevity is obviously not great. He's actually going to go on the Volt Switch to this. Now he's going to probably have to double out to something like Superior on a predicted Power Grass. But what if he just Volts again? He's going to Oh, it's Wisp Blast. Okay. So, interestingly enough, he's going to go for Wisp, and he doesn't have Pain Split. And now the Gastrodon's going to come right back in on the Tornadus. Okay. Now, where's the U-turn here? It's already knocked. Are we going to see a recover move here? Yeah, so it's going to recover all the way back up to near fall. To 95. And now he's going to switch back out to Clef on the Hit Bar Grass. Going to take a mere 14%. He says, dude, I'm ice in the chat. And I'm like, I do not think so. I'm going to Volt there for 25 this time around. We could very well see a soft boiled. Maybe I said a good phrase. The funny little in chat memeing is continued. And we're going to see Crawdon come in here on a soft boiled. Okay, so it can threaten to kill this with Crabhammer, of course. However, Crabhammer and a Gastrodon would give Percy a free turn of sorts. I think you go for it anyway if you're Schneider, just because. Why not? We're going to see a crunch. Predicting the Gastrodon switch perfectly there. A really nice play for Schneider, and to reward him for that, he's also going to land a critical hit that's going to take it out in one shot. So he predicted that specifically because the item was knocked off, and he got it right, and that's a dead Gastrodon. So now all of a sudden, Schneider's definitely pulled a bit ahead there with a really nice play. However, this Clefable still remains alive and well. You go Metagross here on a Moonblast, which only does 21%. So now this Metagross that's over half health is in and threatening with the Gastrodon down for the count. He could very well go for a move such as Earthquake or Hammer on, predicting the Magna Zone. Is he going to do that? The Magna Zone comes on in here, and it's just a Meteor Mash, predicting the Clefable to Saiyan. He's going to, however, land a critical hit and an attack raise, so anything in the following turn is in trouble. Thunderbolt will fall short of killing it, and Volt Switch is likely the play to try and revenge kill it after, so maybe this is a trade situation. He's going to go for Hidden Power Fire and Pursuit, predicting the Volt Switch. Okay. You can hit Power Fire again, so this is now low, but it's also locked in Bar Fire, so the Crawdon is going to get to pick a kill if he wants, but he's not even going to bother with that. He's actually just going to go Rotom and pick his free Volt Switch, which is fair. Schneider looks like he has a pretty big advantage here, I would say. So yeah, Schneider looks like he's well ahead at this point. While it's only 5-4, this Magna Zone is weakened, and all of the momentum is in Schneider's court right now, coupled with the fact that whenever he gets a kill, they could kind of trade, just given what Schneider has left alive. The longevity of Percy's team is really compromised at this point, with Crawdon especially being a threat to deter any attempts at trying to sweep with Clefable once something is able to go down. So yeah, gotta watch out. So here comes Percy's timer is running low, running out of options. Maybe he just didn't power fires and fires this off so he could claim momentum of his own, but I think it's going to be too little too late to mount a comeback, barring Schneider really fucking around. So it looks like the Wolfpack are going to take this game, and Schneider is going to advance to what I think would be 4-0. I'll have to check the sheet after this, but he's been doing quite well in ORAS with the support of ABR, so yeah. Percy's timer is running quite a bit this turn. He's going to go for the hidden power, and we're going to see the Volt Switch take it out. So it's going to be all of a sudden a 5-3 game in favor of Schneider. And I could see him just going Tornadus to try and fend off the Syrup. He could also just go Clef, I guess. It doesn't take rocks, and it has at least a decent matchup against everything remaining live. And it's going to be Clef, and that is fine because the Superior is going to take rocks and burn eventually, plus the likely invested Ice Beam. And he doesn't really need this for anything else, so... a Crab Pepper Miss would be an out for Percy because that would let Clefable on the opposing side really do work potentially. So there is a chance, just a matter of maximizing odds. Yep, he's going to go Clef and try and force that mirror. A Combine here on a Moonblast, that's going to do 26. You'll wonder if he's going to potentially just go Guard Chomp and just start firing off Earthquakes. He doesn't really need Guard Chomp, and Clef matches up better against other two Pokemon than Guard Chomp does. And at this point, going to it would mean that he's going to kind of force him to be like whatever Earthquake's min damage is for Crawdon to come and get the kill afterwards. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. It's just kind of warm in my room right now. Gonna go for the softball on another Moonblast. Okay, he's gonna go for one more. Percy's gonna say good game, man. I don't know what to make of that. Gonna need a dodge to win this one. Yeah, so as I expected, it's not over. He needs a dodge. He's gonna go for. I don't know why Schneider is pursuing this. I guess this is fine. You crit, so now it's at full. Does it die from full? Yeah, he's gonna have to go Guard Chomp. He should have just went Guard Chomp to begin with, because now he loses another Pokemon. And now maybe some confusion antics. This is still pretty healthy, so I don't know, especially with this being as weak as it is. I guess not. Earthquake should do a decent chunk here. Enough definitely to put it in Crabapple range. You're going to Earthquake here for 38 on the soft boiled, so it's just got no damage perhaps. Now we'll probably see a Moonblast here from the Persephone side, the Percy side. You're going to do 36 this time, so Masterfully he predicted the min damage, but Doesn't really matter. Crawdon's still gonna be able to kill it if it's connecting. So it's gonna come down to this crab hammer turn. Here goes for all the marbles. He could backtrack to superior here, but I don't know if that'll do the trick in the long haul. I feel like having foddered both Clef and Garchomp wasn't ideal though. He's gonna indeed go to Serp, and it's gonna be on that crab hammer. It does 64%, and despite gaining leftovers after Stealth Rocks and burn damage, that is gonna take it out surprisingly. However, Hurricane is able to take out this Crawdon here, so he's gonna have to retreat, likely into the Rotom Wash, and all of a sudden, that Clefable could very well find itself at near full health. When it's all said and done, he's gonna if he gets a U-turn here, yeah, he's gonna get that U-turn. So now Clefable's gonna be able to set up. See, this is why I wanted him to go to that Garchomp on one of the softball turns and leave it like permanently stuck at low, because like if he Moonblasted and the Garchomp dies and he was at like 58 or 64%, and whatever it was at that point, there was a couple Moonblasts that did damage to it. And if he doesn't, then he's softball. Then he's gonna get the earthquake damage no matter what. And he still has Clefable in the back to like force that same damage and Fist Freezes and whatnot. So I feel like he lost a Pokemon unnecessarily, and now he's gonna be in this awkward position where he might have to figure out what turn he's gonna be going for Moonblast. I feel like Schneider kind of slipped up a little bit. Gonna be a Volt Switch here, so that's actually smart. Go Crawdon here because it's in Hydro Pump range potentially after. Is he actually gonna go Tornadus though? Yeah, it's a softball either way, but if you want Crawdon there on the softball, then he'd do enough to where it'd be in range for either Rotom or Tornadus after. So I imagine we just see a Hurricane here. Heat Wave. Oh, it's probably lacking Hurricane. Yeah, knowing ABR. It's probably like last move. Like it's definitely not Hidden Power Ice. You get the Ice on Clefable and a Rotom and the Crawdon. It could be a Hurricane last, I guess. Actually, yeah. I mean, even if it's Bold Clef, which I don't know, it's all a special attack investment given the Moonblast damage. So maybe Crab Hammer will do the trick even if it's at like 90%. Maybe this is okay. Seeing how low the Tornadus is, Rotom plus like switching the Rotom, as you see, it should. I think it should be fine anyway. Yeah, he's gonna get a crit there on the softball, so it's kind of futile here. The thing is that at this point, now that you're at +3, which by the way he really doesn't need, any attack would probably kill this. So he has to plan his attack and turn right. Because if he kills it when he's like well below full, then Crawdon will come in and even have a better chance. But I don't know if that'll be the case. We'll find out. The good thing about boosting up, which is why I believe it's the correct play, is Rotom's attack is going to be much less afterwards. So if you do eat the Crab Hammer and you're at, say, 15%, 20%, then if you're at +5 or +6, you'll live the Hydro Pump softball up and win the game. So I feel as if Schneider, again, mishandled this by saving that extra Pokemon. He would have had better odds if he did save that extra Pokemon, but he didn't. Kind of could have checkmated him, if you will. He's going to go for a knock there, as that's probably going to be doing around the same as Heat Wave, also preserving PP. Now he's going to go for the Heat Wave. Calm Mind there. Knock off here. Knock off crit. Soft boiled. It's worth noting, only 2 soft boils left, so he's probably going to go for an attack there. Yep, he's going to go for the Ice Beam there. So now we're at 94% with the Clefable, and the Crawdon is going to come on in here, and now it is time to see how much this Crab Hammer will do. Will it just take it out? That's from full. Will it miss? If it connects, of course, then we have ourselves a game. But if it does not, then it's going to do 93. It's going to live at 1%, which should be enough for that Rotom to kill it off, of course. And on top of that, it gets a ton of leftovers. But it doesn't actually have Pain Split, I believe, right? Does it? No, it does. It's just not Hydro Pump. Okay. So that explains why it's Ice Beam particular. But this is... does he go for Pain Split here? I guess he does. It might come down to confusion BS, but I think that Schneider is favored. He just can Pain Split here, and then it should be in range for Volt Switch, perhaps? I don't know. This is a sensitive little sequence. It's weird, because Volt Switch doesn't kill in 1. However, the Torn revealed its knockoff U-turn Hurricane. Probably Hidden Power Ice or Superpower last, I'd have to guess. Wow, this is tense. So it comes down to this. And see, he's not going to end this turn, so whatever he does, even if he goes for knockoff, gets that knockoff, and he takes a pain split and he's in Volt Switch range, he could get the confusion. Or maybe he just goes for a Hurricane off the bat and gives himself 2 chances to get that confusion. Let's wait and see. If it's Hidden Power Grasp, which people are talking about in the chat, it's not, by the way. There's no way. Then he could also be able to 2 KO despite pain split here. So I'll have to wait and see. Percy's taking his time, just calculating what the optimum move is. If it pain splits, if he vaults, I think that the play from Schneider is almost definitely just a pain split. It's gonna come down to the wire though. This is one of probably the ORAS game of the week right here, despite the little blunders on both sides, perhaps throughout. There's genuinely been well played in other parts. I don't know what I was trying to say there. So here goes. Percy's taking his dear sweet time here, and he has every right to. So the last turns of the game, and he's at 150 seconds. It's worth noting that both have their items intact, leftovers and assault vest respectively. And again, only knockoff and U-turn have been revealed from this turn. At 120 now, so we're gonna be seeing a move click in the next 2 minutes. This Schneider, it seems like he's already locked into whatever his move of choice may be. Probably just calculating out what happened. 90 seconds now, so yeah, he's gonna have to click soon. Really, both players gave this their all, and it's gonna come down to this last sequence. What's at stake here? Well, both these teams are kind of in the middle of the pack. Classiest were able to emerge victorious against my team week 1. The Wolfpack have a tie or 2 under their belts, but they've kind of been struggling the last couple of weeks. They were up 6-4 against what I think was the Tigers, and then they lost a couple games. It's going to be knockoff, and it's going to be pain split. So yeah, it's going to be back up to 41%, but the Tornadoes took a damage. So actually, the Rotom gained and Tornadoes lost. So now we're going to have to get that Hurricane confusion. He's going to be confused, and he's going to hit the Volt Switch, and he's going to connect a good game. I think Hurricaning twice was better, truth be told. But yeah, crazy game. So that's it. Schneider's going to advance with the win. Good game. Well played. Very cool match.